What are they doing about it? There's lots for John Fredericks and Karine Jean-Pierre to take on in a great debate. Next. All right. Kids have been taken from their parents. Overwhelmingly, the American people say this is wrong. The president agreed. He backed off, which we almost never see him do. He put out an executive order that wasn't worth the paper it was written on, and the situation has stayed the same, and in some ways, it is worse. Why? Let's bring in people to debate this right now. We have John Fredericks and Jean. Oh, look at Karine Jean-Pierre is here. It's very good. That's the best French I speak, by the way. All right, so first of all, John, do you disagree with anything that I just said? What they did was found wrong by the American people. The president backed off. He promised to make it better, and it hasn't happened. All facts?
No, he's making it better now. The majority of the infants have been reunited with their parents, and that continues to happen. They tried very hard to meet the 2-week deadline. They've already reunited 100 of them. But the program was made, Chris, to be a deterrent. They've had to fix it, but the apprehensions of illegals that have come over the border have gone down 20%. That was the objective of it. The other thing, go ahead.
Hold on. So you admit that the reason that the president separated kids from their parents was to have a message of deterrence?
Of course it was for deterrence, Chris, because catch and release is basically calling for open borders in the United States.
Jeff Sessions disagrees with you.
I'm telling you what the process was designed as a deterrent. And basically what the administration says is no tolerance. If you come over the border illegally,
that's what
you're going to get apprehended.
All right,
and the way the laws work in the United States is if you get apprehended and you're arrested with your minor children in tow, they take the children.
I get it.
That's how it's happening right now in Manhattan.
I get it.
Right now
in your
hometown.
No. Because if they're going to arrest you for a simple misdemeanor, they're not going to take your kids. All right, it's happening here. They're treating it like a major crime. But you just said something that's much more important. Karine, I finally heard a Republican say the truth, that they're taking these kids away from their parents to send a message of deterrence, that harshness is the intention. It's not just about prosecuting the law as it is written. What do you think of that?
I think, well, it's shocking to hear, but it's absolutely true. I mean, and the way they were able to do that, Chris, was by dehumanizing a group of people, by the president calling them animals or infestations. And that's what you do when you want to dehumanize a group of people, is that you do these things and then you can do whatever you want to them, which is absolutely abhorrent and immoral, and it set us into a humanitarian crisis. What they've done, they haven't unified hardly any of the children. There's more than 90% of them who are still somewhere around the country. We don't really know where, and they haven't been reunified. Tomorrow, the deadline was to reunify the tender age kids under 5 years old, 101 of them. We found out last week that 38 of them had parents. 19 of them had been deported. The other 19, the administration doesn't know where they are because they were released and didn't keep track of them. Look, when I get a UPS package, I know I could track that package down to the minute. You get a tracking number, and they cannot tell us where these kids are that they ripped away from their parents.
The point of the process with the package is for you to know where it is and for it to have timely delivery. John, as you were just saying earlier, that's not the point here. They don't want an efficient process of knowing where these kids are, an efficient reunification. That would spoil the message, wouldn't it? That would take away the deterrence. That wouldn't scare people as much. That's why they don't have a process.
You can't, Chris, you can't confuse incompetence with an act of wrongdoing, all right? Taking children and flying them 1,000 miles away was simply an incompetent act because they captured so many people. They didn't realize the number they would have, and they didn't have the facilities set up, and they had to separate them just like they do, again, when somebody is arrested tonight in Brooklyn for shoplifting. They have their children and they're handcuffed, the children are taken away. They're not taken with them to jail, Chris. Now, you know that.
So I know for a fact that's not true.
They're not taken with them to jail.
It's not
Are they
true.
taken with them
They
to jail,
look for
Chris?
next of kin. They see who else is in the household. They see how long they're going to hold the person. Sometimes it's a desk
Well, what
appearance
if there's
ticket
no
for a
one there?
misdemeanor like shoplifting.
If there's no one there, they get taken into they get taken into child
and you know what?
services.
And if they do,
there's no
they
one
know
around.
where the kid is, John. If the kid gets put into the
Well,
system, you know where they
that's
are. But here
incompetence.
you don't. I wonder why. Why is it incompetence? Why isn't it just them not giving a damn about where the kids go? Because they want it to be a message of
I don't
deterrence,
think that's
which
it.
is
I don't
exactly
think
what
that's
you
it. But
said.
No, the original intent of zero tolerance was to stop illegals from coming over the border.
You said it was to send a
without
message of
paperwork, without
deterrence.
legal.
It was said, you
Yes,
said it was to send a message.
of
That's a
deterrence.
very
Basically,
different mission.
If you come over the border illegally, you're going to be arrested. That's a deterrence.
right.
If your children are with you, they can't go with you to jail. That's the way the U.S. system works.
Chris,
As a result of that, illegal crossings were down 20% in June. That's the objective of it.
They had no plan to reunify these kids with their parents. And that's the sad part about this. That's what makes this so morally bankrupt.
And we'll see what happens when they miss the deadline, see what happens next. John Fredericks, thank you very much for making the case. Karine Jean-Pierre, always a pleasure. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.